Welcome back. And here is Samson's take. I title it, Act Professionally, Stop the Abuse. Reports and viral video evidence of people assaulting security officers are dangerous, and they are as disturbing as police and military officers abusing each other in public. It is most unhelpful if the public is not giving information about the resolution of situations such as the recent brawl between soldiers and the police in front of the police headquarters. It must be swift, thorough, and truthful when they speak to us on these matters. Police, by their work, interact with the public. And I suppose much of the acts of abuse, especially against people, innocent people they suspect of an offense, does not get recorded and publicized. Reviewing the encounters, it becomes obvious that the officers are often the aggressors, seeking to use the power of the uniform and the gun to do wrong to those who pay for the uniform and the gun. But my advice is that unless your life is threatened, never assault a law enforcement agent. It costs us so much to maintain them for our collective security. I like to isolate those unfortunate situations because I have a belief that the majority of soldiers and police are professional. At least, that is the training they are supposed to get. It can be a difficult position to defend, especially knowing what I know by verified complaints, even internally in the military and in the police, how they deal with their own, sometimes very horrible, as if you are not in a democracy. People are pushed into the guardroom, and the laws, regulations of the military themselves regarding the length of time the people should be there are abused. Some are kept there and forgotten, if you didn't know. Military police are influenced by members of the public to take in civilians and deal with them as though they were the police. So I say it can be very difficult to defend this position, knowing what I know and the information I receive. Before the army issued that statement of a lie of some intelligence, I told an audience it was wrong to suggest that what happened in Ashaiman would be tolerated by the hierarchy and the commander-in-chief. I was wrong. And I can imagine the disappointment of some in that audience whom I sought to castigate for trying to label the army as lawless. It doesn't matter that I have personally been abused by a group of soldiers publicly, and my only crime was exposing a truckload of foreign ballots, which was later impounded by the same police during the 2006 Asawasi by-election. My default position is to trust and support security agencies and public institutions in general to act professionally in the discharge of their mandate. We must be alert, especially those of us with the benefits of the requisite learning and education and influence. We must demand full compliance with due process of law. People continue to use friends, family, money and influence to use military and police to be their debt collectors, land guards, among others. And they do this by abusing the people, the innocent people, the powerless people, the people who empowered them with the uniform and the gun. Police misuse law enforcement and prosecutorial discretion. Yesterday, a judge had cause to repeat what he said is his constant correction that police refuse to comply with the law in dealing with supposed suspects and suspects. Often, I attribute the excesses to poorly trained officers found in remote places. So it is very worrying when officers in the IGP's office perpetrate similar misconduct and abuse. Unfortunately, however, when police are involved in crime, it is labeled professional misconduct and it is handled by the police themselves. Ask yourself how that works. But the civilian individuals who are involved are charged with substantive criminal offenses and are put before the court. But the police officers involved are normally, and we don't even hear what the report is. So here is what I'm talking about again. Why impound a vehicle, a media house branded vehicle carrying journalists to cover an event at the police headquarters? On Friday, you heard about the invitation to the NPP's youth organizer to the police head office. Journalists from multimedia went there, just like it plays back the Koko Aidoho situation where Lateef Idrisu went there and got maimed for life, and Lateef is struggling for his life. A group of police officers who were named by the prosecutors in court as people who were driving out of the headquarters and who are from the IGP's office stopped them because they said they were wrongly parked. And what did they do? Asked them to be charged for court for parking wrongly. But even granted they were parking wrongly, why impound the vehicle? Is the vehicle an evidence of crime in such situations? I've given this education long enough, but it doesn't look like the police wants to use it. The judge was livid. When you arrest someone for wrong parking or for such minor traffic offenses, in this case, it actually didn't happen, but they lied that it happened. So they put the driver before court. The court cautioned the driver, and that was the end of it. Nothing happened. But even to release the vehicle was another issue. So the lawyers had to ask the judge to make an order for the vehicle to be released. And the judge told the police, you have no business impounding the vehicle. It is not evidence of crime. Take the details of the address of the person and give them sufficient time to process them for court. In some circumstances, what you do, because of the addressing systems in our country, is that you take their license to secure their attendance. You don't seize their vehicle. I have more to say, but we'll deal with that later. Ashaiman is still fresh on our minds. Please do justice to the people who were brutalized in the dastardly manner in which the military dealt with them. That is my take. We're right back to introduce my guest to you as we get to the major issues that we have tabled for discussion this morning.